Throttle, and now it starts. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I have a motorcycle review for you, and from now on I will also include motorcycles on this channel. This particular motorcycle is a 2010 Honda CBR600RR. It belongs to the category of Supersports, which are race bikes that are made street legal. This one is slightly modified with a Yoshimura RS5 exhaust. Let me just start it up and give you an impression of how it sounds like. As you can hear, it's pretty loud. This motorcycle has an inline 4 petrol engine, which produces 118 horsepower and 66 Newton meters of torque. Let's sit on the bike. For references, I'm 1 meter and 79 centimeters, about 5'10", and I can easily flat foot this motorcycle. The first thing you notice driving this motorcycle is, of course, the seating position. You're a bit leaned forward. That is typical with Supersport motorcycles like this. You have a leaned over seating position to give it a more sporty driving experience. I find myself sitting on the front edge of the seat to have a more upright lower back. But the front part of the seat is a bit firm. And if I sit on the softer rear part of the seat, my lower back is arched a lot. So either way, it's not very comfortable. That was a little pull with this inline 4 petrol engine. Let's talk about this engine. It is a inline 4 petrol engine which produces 118 horsepower at 13,500 RPM and 66 Newton meters of torque at 11,250 RPM. And it redlines at 15,000 RPM. So it's a very high revving engine, which is typical for Supersport motorcycles. The power of this motorcycle kicks in around 9 or 10,000 RPM. To be honest, below that, this is like full throttle. It's not very powerful. So you really need to get high in the revs to make use of the power that this thing has. Oh, yeah. But that's a typical thing with inline 4 engines. On low RPMs they lack power. All the power is on the higher RPMs. It has a 6-speed manual transmission. We're now in 6th gear, I believe. Yes. This gear indicator is also a modification, but it doesn't do a great job. The shifts are, they are very clicky and instant, but you really need to practice with the clutch and gear lever. Otherwise, the transition between gear changes can't be smooth enough. When you practice, you can get smooth gear changes. It's about 3 degrees Celsius. That's around below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a bit cold today. These are not the ideal weather conditions for a Supersport motorcycle like this. the 600RR. You also have a larger 1000RR. These are like the middleweight sport bikes. I mean, the pros of this middleweight sport bike is that it's very lightweight, and you do notice that it's very agile and nimble. Yeah, it has great handling, and maybe a minor downside of this lightweight is that side winds are very noticeable. You get tossed around with harsh winds, but to be honest, side winds are also noticeable on cars or on larger motorcycles. But front winds are filtered away very good because of these nice fairings it has. And I believe that a lot of people agree with me that Supersports always look very great. And wind protection is miles better than other motorcycles in my opinion. On the public road you do not have enough space for this thing. It's very hard to go over 9,000 RPM and hit the power band of this motorcycle. And what about the brakes? Optionally, the CBR600RR of this generation, with codename PC40, I forgot to mention that, was available with ABS braking. This bike doesn't have that. So, but still, just a little grab with the front brake and you're stopping like instant. But of course with the ABS it's much safer, of course. But the downside of ABS is that the bike weighs about like 8 or 10 kilograms more, 20 pounds more. Yeah, that's a downside. Let's get a little bit on the highway and experience how it performs on the highway. Yeah, the light and nimble driving characteristics of the thing is amazing. It's so agile. It's lovely to corner with this motorcycle. It's pretty insane. It does 120 kilometers in first gear. With this motorcycle, it starts after 9,000 RPM, and to be honest, you're never getting there on the public highway or on the public roads. And we're on the highway and 6th gear. Wind protection is pretty great, especially when you're tucked in. You're like going through the wind. It's a very nice sensation to have. But my major complaint about street riding is the harshness of the seat. The most uncomfortable thing are not the wrist pains, because you get used to it. It's the yeah, the harshness of the seat. Your butt gets sore after a while. We are in 6th gear at the moment. 5th, 4th, 3rd. That wasn't even full throttle. But this thing is capable far beyond any public road. If I go any further, I'll get arrested. So then, what's my verdict on the Honda CBR600RR? It's a stunning looking thing. It handles very good. It's light, it's nimble, it's a joy to ride. The inline 4 petrol engine has great top end power, and most of the time it's unreachable. Low end power, it's actually non-existent. It's pretty bad on this thing. I mean, you really need revs to get to this power range. But oh well. But if you get over the 9,000 RPM range, then it's really a joy. Comfort-wise, you know, it's a Supersport. What do we expect? It's doable for maybe 200 to 300 kilometers or 200 miles, but after that you're pretty beat up. So if you like the first ride of this Honda CBR600RR, make sure to like the video, comment what you think of me doing motorcycle reviews, and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, stay safe, and keep revving. No throttle, and now it starts, See you guys.